Hey there, it's Ben from Pattern Profits bringing you the weekend update and weekly watch list for the week of April 4th. We're starting with IWO, our proxy for small cap growth. Came back, retested that year to date anchored VWAP, the red line there, closed back above the anchored VWAP off of the swing high there. That's that blue one. And back below anchored VWAP from the COVID low. So we'll see if we can turn the corner here, retest that anchored VWAP from off of the COVID low. Then you have anchored VWAP from off of the high above there. 1020 cloud acting as support. 5065 cloud right there too. And then you have confluence below anchored VWAPs off of the January, February, and March lows just below if it does decide to come in a little bit more from this level. But looks healthy, came in, volume eased. That's what we like to see, just looking now for it to make the turn. If we take a look at FFTY, that's the IBD 50, see that came down. Test that anchored VWAP off of the March low. Year to date anchored VWAP right there. You have confluence there, 10, 20, 50, 65. Cloud all right there. Came back in, easing volume. Tested that. Still looking for this one to make the turn as well. And test that anchored VWAP above from the COVID low. The other one we like to look at is PDP, the momentum ETF, back below year to date anchored VWAP, but same thing right there in the clouds. We'll see if they can get it together and make the turn here. Getting right into our watch list, gonna want to keep an eye on a few of the big boys early in the week, Apple being one of them. This recovery on Friday off the 10 portion of 1020 cloud may be ready to try to reclaim that 176.65 pivot. That's off of this double bottom pattern. If it can push through there, look for a run back towards those 182.94, the prior high. Look for a run back towards that level. But first, it's got to make the turn here, get up and over Friday's high, 174.88. If you can get up and over there, maybe challenge that pivot again. And it's not the only one I'd keep an eye on. I think Google's in a spot where you can keep an eye on that too. Was looking for this to test the 200-day moving average, which is just below, but it actually recovered, came right back to the 10 portion of 1020 cloud, did not test that 200-day moving average. So another one that we'll see if it pushes out and above. Newsletter subscribers been guiding them that there's heavy call flow in Google. July 3200s, 3300s, 3400s. Go on Yahoo Finance, pull that up, look at the open interest at these levels, July 32, 33, 3400. Compare that to the open interest elsewhere. You'll see what I mean. With Google trading at 2800 and then the high from the power earnings gap at 30.93 above. This has still a long way to go up the right side and certainly a much larger climb to get those heavy call flow strikes in the money. So kind of makes you wonder, especially when you see the open interest there. What does somebody out there know that they're betting that aggressively? I'd also keep an eye on NVIDIA. NVIDIA, this group kind of hit last week, especially the smaller names in the group, AOSL, ACLS, some of the ones that were leading. But NVIDIA held that anchored VWAP off of the high, closed right there, did close just below 269.25, which was this double bottom pivot. So we'll see if it's ready to make the turn here. You had some good volume pocket pivots up the right side. So just want to see if that reclaims that pivot, makes a turn around this level. It does come in further. You have year-to-date anchored VWAP off of that February low just below to 1020 cloud. You're within that now. So just keeping an eye on that. Again, big cap tech, something I'll keep an eye on earlier in the week. In energy, gonna watch Shell 5613, standard pivot of this little consolidation. Again, that's SHEL, Royal Dutch Shell. If it doesn't look like that, it likely looks like Chevron, CVX, where we've got a nice little tight consolidation there after having a big run. Flag type pattern, big volume on the way up, really quiet volume as it consolidates. There's a bunch of them in this group that look this way, but CVX one that's on my radar. Outside of energy, GWW, a little bit sloppy in this base and may need to put a little bit of a handle in here. But 527.06, the standard pivot, did have several pocket pivots up the right side. So looking for this to consolidate a little bit more, tighten up into 1020 cloud, then push through 527.06 on big volume. Saw that nice strong prior run there too. Again, that's WW Granger, GWW. If tech does decide to participate, keep an eye on cyber, CYBR. 173.86, a standard pivot. Nice little tight consolidation here into 1020. Cloud volume again easing up as this consolidates. Looking for that to push through that 173.86. If you've been following along here, still a fan of the other cyber too, CIBR, which gives you exposure to that software security group. Moving on, we have TGH, Textainer Group Holdings. This kind of sloppy VCP type pattern, but if it puts in another smaller little cup consolidation here and then comes out, watch 40.35, standard pivot there, that we'd be looking for to break through 40.35 on big volume. Again, that's TGH. Also have LDOS, LDOS Holdings. Now this 109.62, kind of a flag pattern here, or sets up as like an ascending triangle up high. If you zoom out, you see it's part of a much larger cup pattern, and this kind of putting in the handle. Zooming in though to this action, a little bit of an ascending triangle look to it. 109.62, the pivot, big volume within there and up the right side. That's what puts it on my radar. 1020 cloud acting as support, so just looking for the push and breakout there. Again, LDOS. In aerospace defense, Lockheed Martin, LMT, nice run. Got a little bit sloppy up here, but now starting to consolidate nice and tight. Big volume on the way up, really eased that volume as it kind of put in this little pennant consolidation. You're right there at 1020 cloud, so just looking for that to come up and over. This little descending trend line is closes. I eliminated the wicks there, but if you can push out of there, may be ready for another leg up. And in the same group, General Dynamics, GD, similar looking setup, consolidating up high, had kind of this blow off move after the nice move here, came in, but now consolidating. Look at that volume easing up, big volume on the way up. So again, just looking to see if that can push out of there. Again, I drew this descending trend line in using closing prices. So I want to see if it can push out and close there. 1020 cloud right there, providing support. Also have a couple more here. AG. If the metals look good and silver and gold miners acting well, that $14 level has been giving AG trouble. You've got this nice little cup pattern, put in the handle back here, couldn't go, tried to break through that 14 level several times, pushed back. Now hinting, you see how it came down here, kind of tested the 200-day as well as a volume shelf point of control, recovered. Nice move on Friday, almost bullish outside within that handle. So just want to see if it can finally push through 1402 and stick and kind of close. You see this volume really easing up as it still continues to put in this handle. So want to see if it can get back above and close above that $14 level. Again, that's First Majestic Silver AG. And also CMRE in shipping. Like the way this one's putting in a handle. You had this nice little cup base. 1665 was a pivot. Did not really put in a proper handle here. Kind of getting that handle now up high into 1020 cloud. Volume easing up well below average the last couple sessions as this kind of tightened up. So just looking for that to push through there. Can even put a little descending trend line in there, comes up and over that, should get up and over and out of that handle into new highs. That's what we would be looking for. Again, that CMRE keep an eye on the shippers. They all tend to run together. So that may give you some clues as to how CMRE is ready to move. That's all I have into the week ahead. Hope you have a great trading week, and I will see you over on FinTwit.